Dwain, talk me through your weekend. Who've your team got this weekend?
We got Mount Gambier on the Saturday night and then Keilor again for the second time on the Sunday. So, another challenging weekend for us. We come up against Mount Gambier, who are sitting on top of the ladder, and obviously we're sitting at the bottom. So, it doesn't get any bigger than that. Funnily enough, though, you look at the statistics and we're actually really remarkably similar in terms of the numbers, except for the way we look after the ball. We turn the ball over, I think, 10 or 12 more times than they do. But statistically, aside from that, maybe shooting percentage, but everything else is about the same. So it's a signal to our girls that I guess if we can piece it together for 4 quarters, we'll be thereabouts. And I think that's the message that we've been sort of trying to hammer home. Most of the season is that if we can maintain, I guess, the way that we want to play for 4 quarters, we'll be thereabouts, and we haven't been able to do that consistently, and hopefully we can do that over this next 10 games.
Are you seeing the gradual improvement that you wanted to?
Yeah, I think it's definitely there. I've been saying the same thing for the last few weeks, that it sounds funny to say while you're sitting 0 and 10 that you're sort of happy with how things are going, but we are definitely seeing improvement, and we're definitely seeing younger players sort of stepping forward and putting their hand up to be a part of the team, in the future. I guess in terms of the results, I think the reality is that I think we're just lacking in, I guess, genuine experience and, I guess, quality at this level. We've got a lot of players that are capable of playing roles, but don't quite have enough, I guess, top-end talent for us to consistently compete at this stage, and that's what we're trying to develop. That will come, hopefully, over the next couple of years as this group matures, but that's kind of where we're at the moment.
On the back of that, is it fair to say development is sort of the main focus this year, not so much worried about the ladder position, but building the club, I guess, after a lean couple of years?
Yeah, absolutely. That's been our, I guess, focus from the moment that I took over the team for this season was, wins and losses. Of course, I go out there and we want to win every game, but our focus has been really on developing that next group, I think, for the Hobart Chargers. And it's a testament, I guess, to the group that we've put together and the way that we've structured it. At this time of year, we're still seeing 17, 18, 19 players rocking up to training every single session, which is pretty remarkable for this time of year, and in my experience has never really happened in my long involvement with the club over men's and women's teams. So from that perspective, it's working, and the culture has changed, and the girls are working towards something, but we're really only at the start of that journey. But we're still sort of really hanging out for that first win to sort of get a bit of a pat on the back for it. So.
On the back of that, so is the mood amongst the girls and the group still positive despite the win-loss record?
Yeah, I guess that's another thing that's sort of really surprised me, is the way that the girls have managed to keep that mindset, that positive mindset, and understanding that we're on a journey. And while we walk away from every game that we've lost really disappointed, they understand, I guess, where we're headed, and they're keeping their focus on that and still getting into their individual sessions and keeping up that work. So that's really pleasing, and I guess from where the club has been in the past couple of years, from that perspective, it's a major improvement and something that we're all really proud of. But again, it'd be nice to have a couple of wins on the board to sort of show that as well.
Pardon my ignorance, were you looking to add an import, or is that on the agenda now? Or?
Yeah, so we were in negotiations with Alana Smith, and we thought we'd done enough to get that done, but unfortunately she found, I guess, a better situation for her in terms of her preparation for her Opals commitments later in the year, and we knew that it's sort of, it wasn't a reality this time last week, but we thought we were in with a chance, and unfortunately it didn't go our way, and we're disappointed with that, but certainly understand, I guess, where she's at and what she's trying to achieve in her career. So, never say never, maybe something that we revisit in the future, but for this year, what we've got is what we've got now, and as I've said all along, I'm totally comfortable with that. And I think we can compete, and there's probably a handful of games that we probably should have come away with wins, but we sort of shot ourselves in the foot, and hopefully in this last 10 games we can get over the line in a couple of them.
Sounds like you're trying to develop a culture that'll grow and grow and grow, and we've seen the Tornadoes successfully do that, so that they're a bit of a destination club now with people they've been able to recruit.
Yep.
Is that something that you think is, you know, from years away, but a worthy goal?
Yeah, absolutely. Our focus has been on, I guess, creating an environment that's attractive to not only our local people, but people from interstate and internationally to come and be a part of our club. So that doesn't happen overnight by clicking your fingers. So we have to sort of, keep working at that, and I guess that's what we've been trying to do. Again, while it doesn't necessarily show in the win and loss column, hopefully that word will start to get out that, you know, things have changed in Hobart and the team looks like one that you want to be involved with. And then, you know, it only takes getting a couple of high-profile recruits that can sort of spread that word for you. And I guess that's what Launceston have done, sort of been able to, I guess, develop that culture and then get a couple of really good players like Keely Frowing and those types of players that have sort of spread that word for them. And now it is a really good place that people want to come and play.
Where did Alana decide to go?
So she's signed with Townsville in the NBL 1 North. And their head coach is the head coach of the Townsville WNBL team, who's also an assistant coach with the Opals. So the attraction there, I guess, was that she was able to work with people in the Opals camp, obviously a little bit warmer, and access to other facilities and things like that, which was put her in good stead to nail down that selection and go to the World Cup later in the year.